other night some buttons to push, motivation, and strings to pull. What is the idea of sweeping Seton Hall for the first time in 12 years, of finishing ahead of them in the league? What is that? How important is that to this group now for this game?
Again, we're going to throw everything at them when last game of the year, and you've not won as many games as you like. You're going to throw different motivation at them. In the end, I don't know if any of that stuff truly is the reason why we're going to win or lose a game. They have to want to be better because they're a part of a team that's still trying, still cares, and they ultimately want to do it because of their pride.
I just thought it was interesting that AJ brought that up to me after the last game.
I think he does. I think the seniors do.
Okay.
Especially AJ likes it because he's been in this rivalry a long time. But in the end, it's a pride thing. You got to want to do it for yourself and for your program.
What is the pulse of the team?
Yesterday was an interesting day. We watched, a quick film session, and I was ready to give my best Newt Rockne speech, but it wasn't. It was going to go on deaf ears. It's just an emotional roller coaster the other day, and they probably needed a day just to unwind it, and so watch some of the positives and some of the negatives and just trying to build from those.
Is part of it using whatever you use of the Seton Hall games to motivate these guys? Is it almost because there's not that many buttons left to push?
At the end of the year, your
kind of hampered by the end of the year. Plus, you pushed a lot of buttons this year.
No question. At the end of the year, it's whether is your team still engaged? Does your team still have the passion and energy to want to improve and want to win basketball games? In this league, that's a big factor. And so Seton Hall, it's maybe not as talked about with the students or because of the fact that both teams have struggled recently, but they know it's a big game. They know it's a game that again, like the last 7 or 8 games, it's a chance to get better and get better in more than one way. Not only wins, but get better and have a good feeling about yourself going into the Big East tournament.
I read in your post that you had used that word "keep fighting" with the guys after that disappointing loss. How would you just sort of describe the way they fought through so many ups and downs and hurdles and things this season? What do you see?
Tremendous response, and maybe not as far as jump stops, the details of the game of basketball, but you're talking about just effort and the ability and embracing coaching and embracing playing top 20 teams every single night, and that passion for and pride. That's when you're building something, and if your guys start to hang their heads and their energy level and they don't like coming to work, they don't like coming to practice, it's difficult, but that's what makes it exciting to me, and that's what my staff. You'll see this practice. You would know if this was, the 98th practice of the year or the 3rd practice of the year. They'll still have passion. They'll still have fun with it, and that's made it. That's been a positive, huge positive.
Mike, is there any guy in particular or guys that are kind of rallying the troops or kind of making sure people kind of stay at a high emotional level?
AJ and Dane were so good the other day. We always. My programs, we always give the seniors the pregame speech. I don't say a word. It's their night. And AJ, he has fun with it still. He's been through so many things here at Rutgers, so I would start to put it on AJ and Dane. But again, Kadim's somebody who's has kind of infused some energy into this team and into this program, and so there's a couple different guys that are helping us along.
Are you still seeing the same sort of response after a loss and taking things personally that you've been seeing all year?
Well, we'll soon find out on Friday. But yes, again, Georgetown loss was to us the fact that you play so hard, but so we. As a staff, you always worry that they're going to respond the right way and have that same fierceness. But they seem to keep bouncing back. They seem to keep going up the hill per se, keep rolling the ball, keep whatever the train moving, and that's a positive because again, there has been some setbacks, but they keep fighting.
What's the difference between going to the Big East with no wins and going to the Big East with just one win? I mean, is there really there?
Yeah, energy. You know what losing does? Like again, everyone's lost. You've all played rec, or Jared was an accomplished track athlete here, or your alma mater or your pro football team loses you. It saps. You're not even part of it, and it saps the energy from you. So you imagine spending 3 to 5 hours a day, your whole life, and so they are to be commended that they keep fighting, that they have a pride in their program and themselves. So I do, and that is so a simple win. No matter what people are, not making fun of it, but just saying, these two programs, it's huge, and it's huge to Kevin, and it's huge to me, and it's huge to both of our basketball programs.
Mike, how will the mechanics work of trying to schedule Seton Hall for next year? I get asked a lot of questions about this.
Yeah, I think Tim has to speak with their athletic director. I know Kevin and I, when we run into each other, which is quite often in the recruiting circles, it's going to happen. We just have to figure out the logistics. Especially, we thought it was going to be in 2 years, so we thought we had time. He was going to give me 18 strokes, and we were going to play golf and see who won.
to get the home game.
But and that he was way favorite. But then now we have to figure out what we're going to do because it looks like did it come down official today?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Supposedly sometime soon.
Yeah, I mean it's
The worst kept secret.
It's the worst kept secret in America that it's going to happen. So we have to figure out, is it early December, is it late December? I'd like the students to be there, but if it makes sense just putting it on the same date every year so you're not fighting back and forth, that makes sense.
What does it do for your schedule? I mean, your schedule's pretty much for next year, I think.
It's full.
Mostly done.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have to push games back?
We're going to have a long discussion with scheduling. When preseason IT, there's some upgrades in the schedule next year. So we have to figure out what we're going to have to do. Something will have to change. I don't know what yet, but something will change.